Welcome back to the Have Not Room. I am Ben off camera here with Brian on camera to hang out. First side of feeds, maybe try
Yes.
to unlock a little bit. We can chat about what's going on in the house right now, live, Big Brother 28.
Yeah, let's kind of first. What do you think of the first episode?
First episode, very camp,
Yep.
really ridiculous,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoyed it. I think that I know a lot of people are complaining, saying like it's not great for bringing in new people if the idea is we're trying to bring in Survivor fans with the two Survivor players,
Mm.
because Survivor players are gonna watch it and be like, what the hell is this? This is completely ridiculous.
Right.
But it's a Big Brother premiere. It's like a modern era Big Brother premiere. It's pretty standard, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think I talked about it in TikTok. I did. Um, I am kind of glad I didn't get my dad into Big Brother with that being the first episode that he ever would have seen. Because I would have been like, yeah, it's like this really complex social strategy game, probably the best social strategy game on television. And then, Rachel Riley is getting pushed into a volcano by a dinosaur. So it's all
Yeah,
for the best.
yeah. I mean, I thought it was fun. I don't know. I mean, look, I think most Big Brother fans enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but we're used to it. So
Yeah. We're conditioned to
mhm.
expect the campiness. Very cool dinosaur. That's going underreported, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had the Velociraptor vision, right? We got to see through his eyes as he was marching Rachel up to her death.
Hmm. That was very fun. Poor Rachel, but like with any story with time travel in it, everything that is of consequence gets undone. So Rachel's alive. So,
Yeah, I kind of saw this coming, that they were going to do some kind of go back in time and save Rachel thing. I didn't expect
yeah,
it
I
to be
mean,
on
you
the
got the
very next
time
episode.
machine. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah,
Yeah, I thought maybe season finale.
yeah, season finale, or maybe a comp down the road.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, they just were like, yeah, let's tie up this loose end right
Yeah,
away, so we can basically retcon Rachel dying.
yeah, and I'm sure they probably filmed Unlocked yesterday immediately after
Yeah,
Rachel, or whatever day that was. So you not make her take two trips out
yep,
to here. I'm sure she doesn't live necessarily right in the area. You know,
yeah. I think she lives somewhere in the southeast of
yeah.
the country.
But yeah, I thought the newbies seemed very fun so far from what we've seen. I think that a lot of them have very anti-returning player sentiment, at least in the early diary rooms. We saw Jimmy last season, who
Hmm.
was like very anti-Rachel in the show, and then feeds came on, and they were BFFs. So who knows how real that is?
Yeah, it's also quite interesting to have people voicing returnee, anti-veteran, anti-whatever sentiment when they've already been told that one of the three of them is going to be the first HOH.
Yeah,
That's
not a good move.
that's an inside thought, right? That's not something you say out loud.
Mhm.
Um, and even on the Unlocked earlier, we got this clip of Taylor and Devin having this kind of weird interaction where, in the chaos of him coming in and introducing himself, she felt slighted, and then she goes and sulked in the corner for a little bit. Yeah, not great. It's not really you kind of just have to suck it up when you're in this spot as a new player, because the show is going to do everything it can to get the returning players at least a jury. So you kind of just have to work within the framework that's given to you. I think you're muted, Brian.
Ah, live. Sorry about that. I think one of the big things for me about Big Brother is that you just gotta be willing to go with the flow, whatever it is. Don't come in with like any expectations and don't draw any unnecessary lines in the sand on night one. You know?
Yeah, no, 100%. You really, you should not be having very firm opinions on things like literally an hour into the season. It's just not.
Right.
It's not really like a productive thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, like even if you're not a Survivor fan, the second you hear that there's a 2 in 3 chance that a Survivor is going to be, you know, HOH, all of a sudden, oh my God, Rick Devens, oh my God, D, you're my favorite player. You know, basically, don't be like Cody on BB19 when he just like completely cold shouldered Paul in that intro thing. You want to pretend that you like the returning player, even if you don't.
Yeah, and like on top of that, again, like returning player plus HOH, right? Like it's like kind of a double whammy, you know. Like you just have to bite the bullet and start sucking up these people. You know, exactly. It worked out, like you said, ranking with Paul and the friendship bracelets, and then you know, pretty much historically throughout Big Brother, it's been the case that you have to do this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, Jesse was at BB11. You know, he had a whole cult around him until the fans voted for the coup d'etat or whatever. You can speak on that more than me. I've just seen the clips.
Oh yeah, that is what happened. Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that there should be no reason to have beef with any of these people. These skip shaking your hand in line, whatever. You're going to be here hopefully for 3 months with them. You're going to be so sick of them by the end.
Yep, 100%. All right. Anything else from the episodes you want to talk about before we jump into what's going on right now in the feeds?
There really wasn't much. I thought the challenges were fun. Although for the Survivor themed one, I would have just like tried to run over it didn't seem like it would have been that hard to just like run over them, but maybe they couldn't do that.
I don't think I think they would probably force to solve the bubble portion of it.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it's cool to have safety comps night one. That's fine. Never been, you know, against that. Hey, speaking of BB19, Josh won safety week 1 and he needed it. And it, you know, he's become a winner and reality television legend from it. So maybe one of these 4 will have a similar trajectory.
Well, only 3. There's only 3. So it's
only 3. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Rome, Chuck, and Jason were the 3. So.
Right. Yeah. So that too, we talked about it in our preview podcast. This guy Rome is so much like Jack. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. We need a proof of life from Jack outside of the Big Brother house. Yeah, getting suspicious
with the Pokemon cards as well.
Yeah, right.
Definitely, you know, Jack is famously a big Pokemon fan. So
yeah. So yeah. Other than that, I thought the house looks great. And I'm just really excited for this. Very funny to switcheroo Rachel. She said on Twitter today that she was like making alliances and stuff, even though she knew that she wasn't really in it, which is hilarious. And Ben, what is happening in the Big Brother house right now?
Yes, so this was leaked yesterday by Hamster Watch amongst other sources. You know that we have these 3 returning players, or pseudo returning players competing for the first HOH. I would say most people, even before this leak, with that information, probably could have guessed based off of who is on average going to be better in comps, who the winner would be. But yes, the winner of the first HOH competition is Dee Valladares. She is the current HOH. And
so that's very exciting. Yeah. Like you said, seemed like the right, guess. If you had to guess who's going to win it, who has Dee nominated?
Yeah, so earlier today, the nominations happened, and we have now gotten confirmation on the feeds that the 3 nominees are Mallory, Taylor, and Yash. Those are your 3 nominees right now on the block. And
So obviously we don't know why they got nominated, but do you have any guesses as to why it's those
I
three?
mean, we saw with the Taylor thing on Unlocked, they definitely picked that, I think, for a reason. It might,
Mhm.
be an indication as to why she was nominated. We might get some more information on the episode. But it looks like Mallory might be a pawn, but there's also this speculation from her that there's this kind of trio of girls with her, Lyric, and Melody, which we kind of saw again on the premiere night. She seemed like she wanted to be friendly with Lyric. Lyric seems kind of well connected right now. There's speculation of a showmance with Lyric and Rome. Lyric also seems close to Yash. So there's like kind of like a lot of moving parts we're trying to piece together right now. But if I were to guess right now, it seems like Taylor is probably the early target.
All right. Unfortunate for Taylor, but you know what? We've been here before, Ben, where a
Yes.
Taylor seemed dead in the water week one, and she went
Mm-hmm.
on to win the season and
Yep.
host Unlocked. So it's not over yet. We got a
It's
veto and a blockbuster.
definitely not over. We also, even last year, right? Ashley Hollis is the week one target on the block, wins her way off the block with the veto competition, and goes on to win the season. Like, it's definitely not a cut and dried situation here. We have the blockbuster still in play. There's 2 opportunities for all 3 of these players to win. We don't even see any of these 3 people being the first 50. There's still a lot of game left to be played every week.
Yeah, and I mean, last year Ashley won the veto and then like didn't win any competitions forever. So that was since she was my winner pick, I was very upset when feeds came on, but happy she won the veto. So
And Taylor this season is Chad's winner pick, so not a great
yeah,
start for him.
yeah. Well, hey, maybe it'll be the same trajectory.
That's true.
So could work out.
So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. There's some speculation right now, kind of like where the kind of alliances are. There's like this group in it was like hanging out towards the Have Not room. Chuck was in there with Haley because both of them are Have Nots, and they also were talking to Kamu. Like that seemed kind of like a loose group. We now had a conversation, like a strategy talk between Angela and Barrett. So that's not surprising. We are aware from looking at social media that Barrett is a big Angela fan. So Barrett trying to like kind of pull in with her makes a little bit of sense. I did mention again the Lyric Rome kind of flirt man showman situation. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. This trio again with Mallory, Lyric, and Melody. Jason seems very well positioned socially. A lot of people are speaking highly of him. He had a very long conversation with Mallory about what she should be doing this week to avoid getting evicted. That's kind of where we're at right now. We're still like less than an hour into it, so a lot of kind of figuring pieces out is still happening. Night one of feed is always going to be kind of messy, trying to like piece together what's real, what's fake, because the players are lying to each other, and unless you're very good at picking up lies, we don't have the context to know it's true or not until like a couple of days in.
Yeah. What is this first night of feeds like for you as somebody who is a super fan of the feeds and, our inside source on what's happening in the Big Brother house? What are the next, it's Friday night. What are the next 72 hours look like for you?
Right. So I think the first night, like up until they go to bed, which is going to be, anywhere between like, for Eastern time, anywhere between like 3 and 6 a.m. Eastern time. Like it's just kind of like trying to get a vague image of what the social landscape of the house is. So like who's friendly with who, where kind of alliance kind of factions might be sitting. Trying to piece out what information is real, information is fake. You can usually kind of over time, there are tells in certain one-on-one conversations of like whether the two people actually are together or just kind of like having a surface level conversation. So that's kind of like those are the first steps. And the second steps are like once you kind of get an image of that, trying to like actually piece together if there are any solidified alliances, any named alliances in particular. Sometimes those even come up the first night if people are saying names. The question is then trying to figure out who is in these alliances. I know early last year we had the heavy hitters was the big alliance that we knew. And we were like trying to figure out who like the last member of the heavy hitters was for a while because it wasn't clear. So stuff like that is like kind of what we're looking at. And then like trying to piece out who the target is, who like the backup target is. Or certain people would or would not use the veto, who a potential renom option would be if the veto weren't to be used. That sort of thing. Kind of what we're looking at for the next 72 hours. The veto will be played and tomorrow. So tomorrow morning we're going to look at the veto pick, the veto draw, and then tomorrow afternoon to evening we'll have the veto competition. Probably by this time, 24 hours from now, we'll have the veto winner, and then we'll be spending the rest of tomorrow and then into Sunday trying to figure out whether the veto will be used and what the plan is there.
Right. And, one thing I'd really like about the blockbuster is adding that extra nom pre-veto, makes it so a full 50% of the people playing in the veto have a vested interest in playing it. And we've seemingly got more vetoes used in the last few seasons, which I like.
Yeah, it definitely, lowers the likelihood of the HOH kind of winning both. And like you mentioned, the last 2 seasons, almost every round for 2 seasons straight, we've had the veto being used either by the nominee or somebody on them. And then additionally, like we used to record our podcast on like Tuesday nights. That's what we would shoot for, because usually by Tuesday night, we would have a pretty good understanding of what was going to happen. Like 90% of the time by the Thursday night eviction, and then like Tuesday and Wednesday were kind of quiet days, and then Thursday for most of the day was quiet days. Other than like what people would call waffle Wednesdays, where people would kind of go back and forth on the eviction. But with the blockbuster in play, yes, you can kind of figure out like, yes, this is the primary target. And then of the other 2, this is who we would vote out if the primary target wins the blockbuster. But there's still like been multiple cases of votes flipping, changing, not being solidified by the Thursday night eviction the last 2 seasons. So
yeah, I think that it's really kind of kicked at least this pre-jury section of the game into overdrive. I mean, we were lucky with BB 25. Those players were just like prone to want to shake up the board, but no, I think it's been a great twist so far, and I'm very excited to find out who wins this first veto tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it definitely needs to end earlier, right? It should not be waiting until the final 7, final 6. It needs to end, I would say, by the final like 10-ish, 9-ish, the latest. But with it being in play, and then we also have, I guess, this time capsule twist we can talk about.
Let's talk about that.
We kind of knew this was coming. It's been heavily it's been speculated, leaked, hinted, implied based off of things that we've been told either explicitly by reaction or by people who have information, by leaks from China.
It sounds like a joke, but that is real.
I believe the way the format is going to work is the audience votes for a player. They have an opportunity to compete in a solo comp or some kind of like one-on-one comp against a returning like superstar veteran, like we had with Casey last year coming in and playing the veto. Something to that effect, perhaps. They either win it or they don't win it. If they win it, they get some kind of power-up advantage. Some kind of like, we've seen this before with like the Power App Store thing in BB20, the Den of Temptation. We've seen it with the care packages in BB18. Like they've done, powers before. We even had last season, like, the powers they found in the competition. Maybe overthrow it by his HOH. Those sort of powers is kind of what we are expecting from the time capsule twist. Yeah, and that'll run for 6 weeks apparently. And you cannot win if you've previously won. So you'll be taken out of previous votings, fan votings, if you have already won a fan vote.
Makes sense. Like it. I always liked the care packages. I thought those are fun on 18. I think OTT also had it, right?
Yes, similar concept. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have time to change much
Yeah.
between that. Do you think the time capsule is a hint that we might be getting powers that have already existed?
I mean, that's possible. Like, I mean, to be fair, the Big Brother format is like it exists in such a way where there's like a there's a finite number of powers like you can do. Like, there's not that many permutations of different types of powers, and they've done so many powers throughout the years that it wouldn't surprise me if they were like, oh, this is your time capsule is one of the BB20 power apps, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
and you know what? That would be fair. Fair play to them. That'd be interesting, at least.
Yeah, it would basically be them not having to think up new powers, because that's like very difficult with how many they've done, while doing something that kind of still feeds into the twist, or the theme.
Yeah, I like it. So, Ben, if you were a returning player playing in this competition against a newbie or, one of the returning players, would you intentionally throw it to get the power into the game? Because I think I would.
I guess maybe. I guess that's like something that I think people have thought about too, or the idea of like, if a Casey equivalent comes into the house, like, and they're competing one-on-one, other than their ego, what like motivation do they have to win it?
Right.
So if that is how it works, and it isn't just like a Caitlyn or Kelly style like solo puzzle, and
Right.
it is them competing head to head with a past player. Yeah, it does feel like the past player is incentivized to like not put 100% effort in, because if they do, they're like nixing the fan favorite that just got voted, the opportunity to get a leg up. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
You gotta put like $1,000 or something on the line.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but put
something, just some motivation for them, because otherwise, why would you win? Yeah. I want to put chaos into the game.
Yep.
I don't want to take it away.
No, 100%. I think that if that's how it works, they probably have to do something like that. Otherwise, people are definitely, at the very least, people are going to accuse those of throwing who lose.
Yeah. But you know what? Godspeed. I hope they do that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll see how it plays out, and if that's actually how it works. I think that's the part that's not been officially confirmed by the show. That's just kind of like what we've been able to glean through leaks here and there. But at the very least, the way it will work is you will compete, and you either win an advantage or you lose and you get a disadvantage, or you get some kind of punishment. Because Big Brother loves their punishments.
They do. As Rick said tonight on Unlocked, you might have to wear a leotard.
Yes.
Which would be, very entertaining if so.
Yeah. So I definitely know that Rick's kids are going to be voting for him and then hoping he loses.
Yes. Very, very fun. Yeah, I mean, obviously the feeds just started right now. I mean, is there anything that you wanted to talk about them that we haven't yet?
No, it's interesting so far. It was like a very, very, like a lot of information the first 10 to 15 minutes, and the last 10 to 15 minutes have been kind of quiet.
Right.
Right now we have like Kamu, Haley, and Drew out in the backyard chatting. But nothing like super meaningful from what I can glean. So just like kind of life stuff. So
yeah. No, I mean, it's been what, like 48 hours since they got into the house?
About 48 hours, yeah.
Yeah, so probably they had like a high of all the new stuff, your adrenaline's going, and now they're settling in.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully tonight will be interesting. I mean, Tomorrow night will be the most interesting.
No, 100%. I mean, like, I think a lot of people probably at this point are waiting to see who ends up winning the veto before they like fully commit to some kind of game plan.
Yeah, as you should. Like we said, you gotta be fluid here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's it, then we can call it a night. You can get back to fully focusing on the live feeds.
All right. Thanks for chatting with me, Brian.
Yeah, thanks for doing the legwork to give us the content here.
I was going to be watching them either way.
Right. Yeah. Fair. So, Ben, can they follow you anywhere? Anything like that?
I guess you can follow me on Blue Sky, but I don't really use it. I've kind of done a social media cleanse, so not really. But you can try me there, and then I'll post like maybe once a month. But it's Big Brother season, so I might post about it more.
Right. Hey, maybe you could build a following on Blue Sky. Who knows? But you can follow the show on TikTok at GameBots. I know another Big Brother show by the name of GameBots also came up. Too bad we had the name first. So go follow us there. Other than that, follow the main channel, Wicked Everything. Those Fake Nerds channel for nerd and pop culture news, Wicked Sports for sports news. This is Better Radio, which hosts all of our podcasts. In addition to Big Brother, we are also covering House of the Dragon. Ben, we got to have you over there to be on an episode of that. You can find that on the channel. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.